So I'm along for the ride.
All right, you're along for the ride and we're live.
And we're live.
Sorry, I didn't warn you.
That's okay. Like, let's do this real,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So good morning to everyone watching or anyone watching. We are going to be talking today about the She Built This Lakes Region event that Jodie and I are going to be putting on in September. And I kind of wanted to give a little bit of background about the event and also who we are and why we decided to do this together and where we decided to do it and what you can kind of expect for the evening. So,
I love it.
first of all, in case you are new to the community or you haven't seen my face before, I'm Emily Aborn and I'm the founder and leader of She Built This. And I like to consider myself as much of part of She Built This as I am the leader of She Built This. Like I am building my own business in addition to this one right alongside you. So I am in it as much as I am helping to grow it myself. So I want to talk a little bit about like the theme of the evening, which is community and like what that really looks like for me. Community is like it's always been a part of me. I actually like started writing a newspaper when I was 6 years old and distributing it to all the neighbors. And when I think back on that, I'm like, oh, that was like me trying to like bring the community together, even in that little tiny way. So it's just kind of like something that's like in my DNA, always a part of me. And that's really like where the inspiration for She Built This has happened for me. And now community for me, it really looks like having like a very strong, supportive network that are like-minded and working together, not against each other, there to support each other and really be like those trusted people for you. So now that was my long introduction. I'm going to turn it over to Jodie, and she can tell you what she does, and also a little bit about why the theme of community is so important.
Yes, thanks, Emily. I love that. I always love when you bring back that reminder to me that you started a newspaper. I love that. So my name is Jodie Gallant. I am the mom of 3 teenagers, and I've been married over 20 years. I live in the Lakes region, was born in the Lakes region, grew up in upstate New York, and knew New Hampshire was in my heart. And as soon as I could move back here, I did in 1995. And it's the heartbeat of what I love, New Hampshire, and small businesses. I'm a little bit of a small business junkie. Started my own business. I'm 10 years old this year, a marketing agency, so providing support to local service organizations throughout the Lakes region. And so I've had the privilege of working with over 200 now, small business and medium-sized Lakes region based business owners and businesses that impact our community where we live and also impact how we raise our families and just like inspire why it's so wonderful, in my opinion, to live here. And then I also have been a business owner beyond my own marketing agency. I've had partners in 6 other businesses over the last 10 years. And some of them I'm still a partnership with, some of them the partnerships have ended, but I've been able to be behind the scenes, also in a more intimate way as a owner partner. And so with that, my mission has grown beyond marketing strategy and into working with business owners and getting to the heartbeat of like moving obstacles, organizing systems, reaching goals, and doing the work that is necessary to really achieve and influence and impact the communities that we serve. So the theme of community has always just been super important to me, and community to me means so much in so many different layers. And I think we have different places in life that we have a lot of different community, and those communities serve us and we influence them in different ways.
Mm.
And I'll be honest that the purpose of bringing an event like this, which to the Lakes region, was because I attended one of Emily's events in 2019. And I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And this needs to come to the Lakes region because we have amazing growth in female entrepreneurs in the Lakes region. And we have an amazing business community in the Lakes region beyond what we're known for, which is more probably hospitality and lodging and things like that we have core influential businesses that are the heartbeat of our main streets. And when I saw the work that she did at that event, I reached out to her and I said, can we partner? I'd love to like bring you to the Lakes region. We really need a program like this. And what did we try, Emily? Like 2 times, I think.
Well, I think we had 2020 going against us there.
Yeah, and then I think we talked about a spring event once, and then it was like the timing wasn't right, and now it's official. It's,
Yes.
September 29th, and it's just an event that not only educates, but gives us opportunity to really relate to the truth of what happens behind the scenes and in the core of what it takes to run a business and increase our influence and increase our impact, beyond our sales and our revenue, but just really in the sense of building community and building relationships and changing the way that things happen in people's daily lives. And then you get to like meet new people, network, and just be a part of those people that you know and those people that you don't know yet in person. And I think that that energy of that shifts the momentum that we all take away from the event. So I'm super excited to partner with you, Emily, and bring that home to the Lakes region. I think that's
Me
going to be
too. And
amazing.
I think you said it. You said like community is such a ripple effect in all aspects of our life. Like it's almost like this torch that we take. We light the flame of one person and we light the flame of their torch, and then we keep on spreading that throughout. So
Yeah, I mean, and like just to add, a little like local lakes region like vibe to that, you can go out to the Lake Winnipesaukee or Lake Winnisquam in the morning, and the lake is super calm and it's so beautiful. And then by mid afternoon and into the weekends, when community arrives, when boaters arrive, when everything happens, the lake gets really wavy and choppy, and it's all from boat wake for the most part because of all the people that are out there and how the water ripples out and the waves ripple out from the activity and the communities and the gatherings and the sandbars and the boating and all the stuff that people are doing. And so like in the lakes region, if you are a boater, like you understand how that one person, one boat, one movement, one collection actually begins to affect and like really like turn up the activity that affects everybody else that comes in contact with that. And so I think that's just like a really great like tie-in reflection to what we actually see in real life happening energetically through like the water source that also happens with like us as humans when we intersect each other.
great analogy. All right, let's talk about the venue, which is in the Lakes region. You guys, we went there, I think 2 weeks ago. I had never seen this place. It's called the Lakeport Opera House, and it's in downtown Laconia. It is stunning. It is not
Well,
just
it's in Lakeport,
oh,
which is part of Laconia, but it's not in downtown Laconia. For those Lakes region people that know Laconia,
okay.
it's not the Colonial Theater in downtown, but it's the new Lakeport Opera House that opened a few years ago, above the Wayfair Cafe at the intersection of Fratello's on Elm Street and Union Ave, and it's really spectacular. They did a beautiful job renovating that property.
Yeah, it is beautiful, not just beautiful, but also really cool. Like exactly the kind of vibe we want, for this event. So
And intimate and fresh and just synergistic to, I think, the culture and the community that you've worked so hard with She Built This to like, build up. So it'll be really fun to see, your vision of these events come to life in this setting. It's really spectacular. The views are really fun and I'm excited about it.
And so one thing we're doing a little bit differently with this, which after the gala, I reached out to Jodie and I said, I'm always the one asking the panelists the questions, and I really want to be part of the conversation with them. Like I want us all to be together exchanging this information. I mean, I've been running a business for 8 years. Jodie's been running a business for 10 years. Like we shouldn't just be not just, we shouldn't be in the MC role. We should really be part of this conversation. So let's talk about that a little bit and also introduce who the other three people. We're calling it a roundtable discussion this time because it's really
Yeah, I love it.
like almost like you get a little peek into the mastermind of these 5 business owners.
Yeah, it's really fun. And when Emily suggested that to me, I was like, oh, well, I'll have you know that my right hand like partner, Leanne Claremont, is like a MC all day long, interviewer, and she's a writer, but like through the events we've done locally, through the programs that she's done, through radio programming and just all the things that her career has, I was like, you have the perfect MC right here on my team, that would love this. And when I told Leanne, for many people in the Lakes region know her as like event MCs.
Oh, I
Um,
love it.
yeah, and like from the children's auction to St. Baldrick's to different programs all around, and how fun she makes events. So I think it was a really great idea that you had, because I was like, oh, I have the perfect person to actually take over that role as MC and be the interviewer. So it was kind of, the universe working its magic, Emily, in your favor.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting to be part of it. So I'll introduce Karen Kenny, and then I'd love for you, because Kelly Chapman and Karen Bassett really
I
well.
know we have 3Ks.
Yeah, I know.
So fun.
So Karen Kenny is a dear friend of mine, and she's been an entrepreneur for 20 years. She's a spiritual mentor, a speaker, and a writer. And I love that she's going to bring in this perspective of like, yes, our businesses are financial and systems and marketing, and we are also whole people. And so we're going to really bring in like the deeper purpose of what you're doing, and integrating your body and your spirit into your business, and putting yourself out in that way. So Karen Kenny is going to be joining us in the roundtable discussion. And then I'd love for you to talk about, sorry, and let me just go back one more thing. So Karen actually is also building a community of her own, a spiritual around spirituality. So that's the other thread that like ties us all together, is that we're all building a community in a different way. And I think that's really going to be the magic of it.
Yeah, so great.
Yeah.
Karen actually has been to some of the mastermind retreats that I've had as a guest speaker, and she's presented, and I've seen her actually present live on stage, and she's had such an influence on a lot of my growth and elevation and wholeness, and like coming home to myself to like build my business in an easier way. So I think that she'll be like a real true component to the conversation that really hits us in a way that we don't always think about our business. So I'm excited to have her.
I've never met her in person, so I'm super excited.
Oh yeah, she's
crazy.
amazing. She actually teaches yoga sometimes at Yoga from the Heart, which is in downtown Laconia. For any yogis that are out there, you might know her from there. She does pop-up teachings, which is fun. The other guest panelist that we'll have is Karen Bassett from Wayfair, as everyone knows her. Talk about community. I mean, Karen has two partners, but she's really the visionary for Wayfair coffee roasters and Wayfair cafes. And then she had a big dream years ago that we talked about, where she wanted to have the New England Coffee Festival, and then COVID happened. And this year in May, this last May, she pulled it off, and it was the most remarkable event that the Lakes Region's had in May in years and decades, and it's going to continue to grow. But she has literally brought community to the Lakes Region and to the center of Laconia in ways that nobody anticipated doing. And she was kind of, I don't want to say an underdog, but an underdog in the sense that she entered the marketplace with her business at a time when the downtown market area and economy and business was very weak, and there was a lot of empty storefronts. And when she brought her coffee shop and built community into downtown Laconia, it was one of the key components, I believe, and watch that turned downtown Laconia into what it is today. And so her vision is beyond serving good coffee. It really was about what she felt she was missing from living on the West Coast and the coffee shops from Seattle. And she wanted to bring that home, and she did, and she nailed it. And, she loves to share her vision and her story about community, but, she also will speak the truth on the challenges that we face as business owners. And so to hear her story, to ask her questions, to get into the inside of what goes on with Karen and the team at Wayfair is really remarkable and inspiring. So I'm really excited that she's, agreed to join us in this conversation.
Yeah, that is going to be awesome. And there is something about that, like having the right coffee shop has that feeling of community that I'm talking about. Like, it's hard to put your finger on it, but I know. Yeah. All right.
And the last guy, the fifth member of the conversation is Kelly Chapman, and she is the visionary and CEO and founder and game changer of bringing Meredith Whole Living Center to downtown Meredith. And she was also the first person to bring a float tank to the state of New Hampshire. Oh, cool. And she has changed the way that we take care of ourselves physically and emotionally and mentally through the practices and the programs that she has at Meredith Whole Living Center, the team that she has built, and she's taken community in a whole new way, and an arena that's beyond fitness and more holistic to your mental emotional wellness through a variety of treatments and programs. And the business that she has grown and brought to our community is one like never before. So I'm excited to hear more about her thoughts, her vision, and her story.
I don't know if you can see the comments, but Karen Kenny says, "Thank you so much, Emily and Jodie. I'm wicked excited for your fantastic and fun event, and it's a happy honor to be one of the speakers alongside of you."
Oh, KK,
Yeah,
thanks.
I feel the same. And then she said, "Karen Bassett, woohoo, Kelly Chapman, yay." I don't think you can,
Yeah.
so I gotta read them out. All right, and I know that two of our She Built This members were part of Karen Bassett's, at least two that I know were part of Karen Bassett's coffee festival. And one of them is going to be a table vendor at this event, 27 Teas, Margaret
Oh,
Gay.
good.
So that's exciting. We're also having like table vendors so that we can bring in even more collaborations and help other women business owners at the same time. And we have some other little like perks. Like Jodie came up with this fantastic idea of getting people to get a listing in the program so that you can like literally connect with people that you meet at the event and their names are right there.
I mean, how many times do you meet somebody, but your hands are full and you misplace their business card, or you don't have one, or they don't have one, and then you're trying to remember. So like the directory in the program, when you buy a ticket, you can add to it. And so you get to walk away with a true directory of the people that you probably meet that evening to connect with, follow, and continue your community building and conversation after the fact. I wanted to make this as easy as possible. I went to an event a couple summers ago in Massachusetts, and I met some really amazing people. And some of them I stayed connected with, but there were so many others that I wanted to, and I had no way at the end of that night to remember everybody because I was so in the moment of that event and those conversations. And so from learning from that time, I was like, I don't want that here. I want people to be in the moment and then be able to connect thereafter. So I'm really kind of excited that that's going to be part of our offering.
Yeah, me too. That was a really great idea. And so we're excited. There's just all kinds of like little extra new fun things that I haven't done personally yet for She Built This. And I'm just really excited about the collaboration. So now to get tickets and any questions that anyone else has, you can put them in the comments and Jodie and I will answer them as we see them. There are some like frequently asked quote unquote questions at the bottom of the page. But if we missed anything, we're easy to get in touch with. So the ticketing page is shebuiltthis.org/Lakes Region. And I'm going to make it easier. I'm going to make it pop right up when you visit shebuiltthis.org. So that's like the first thing that you'll see. But for the purpose of today, it's shebuiltthis.org/Lakes Region. And from there, you can choose from 4 different types of tickets. So you can just, buy a regular ticket and dip your toes in. You can buy a regular ticket with that program directory listing, or you can buy a ticket that includes the after hours event too, which is going to be like a whole extra exclusive hour with all of the panelists, all of the speakers, extra networking, some extra little snacks and goodies, and a takeaway goodie bag from Jodie and I. So it's going to be really lovely. We hope to see a lot of your faces there. And if you have any questions at all, you know where to find me.
Yeah, and I just would add, KK, thanks for the list.
Thank you.
I love it. I feel like I just want to say too, I know that we're having some conversations with some really great organizations, but if you're like, this event sounds like my jam and you'd like to be a sponsor of this event and get a little bit more involved in what this is bringing to the Lakes region, please reach out to us because we certainly can talk about what's available in sponsorship capacity and partnership capacity. And we, the more the merrier, and we would love to have you. And I just want to drop that out because I know some people listening might be like, oh, how can I get involved beyond attending? This is going to be a really powerful experience for our community.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. That's a great reminder as well. So, all right. Thank you, Jodie, for taking time.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
You too.